Okay, so I just made a really interesting find down here along this riverbed. I was kind of just like as a shot in the dark walking along this riverbed because I knew that this area had some lead mines, but not quite here where I am now. But just kind of as a recon, I decided to walk up the river and just scan the banks because the earliest mines were always driven into riverbanks. They were river adits driven in following a vein that was exposed by the river. So it always pays to walk these riverbanks and just look for adits or any sort of mine workings. And today all that paid off. So I just kind of came up here to this ledge, and so I always look into crevices like this. There's definitely some sort of vein right here. Yeah, look at this vein. There's definitely something interesting going on here. The colonists would have seen this and knew that there was something worth checking out. And I'm not going to give away the location of this, of course, but this town gave John Winthrop Jr. a grant to all mineral rights within the town in 1661, I believe. So we don't know if he ever mined anything in this town, but we know that he was given the mineral rights, and it's the only town in Connecticut to grant him the mineral rights to the entire town. And although just a few years prior, the colony of Connecticut granted him mineral rights to the entire colony, but this town specifically gave him rights to all of the minerals except for silver and gold, which were royal ores and not the property of the town or colony to give away to anyone because they belonged to the King of England. So let's take a look at what I found. When I noticed this little crevice, I took a closer look. I saw the vein here in the rock. I poked in, and this is what I saw. It's a mine adit. Nobody's been in here for a pretty long time, because there's only about 6 or 8 inches of space there to squeeze under. So we need to dig it a little bit, and I think we can squeeze right in and see what might be back there. But the types of things we're looking for, we'd want to look for drill marks on the walls to see if this was done with drilling and blasting. And if so, we want to see the size of the drill marks. And we definitely want to look and see if they removed any large amount of ore, like a stope, like a pocket of rich ore that was removed, or if it was just an exploratory tunnel. And of course, we want to always look for any dates or initials carved into the wall. And of course, any artifacts, but that's very rare. So we'll let you know what we find. So instead of following the road back, I wanted to follow the river all the way. And of course, it was the most nightmare, thick, overgrown patch of pricker bushes I've ever seen. But right now, I'm made it all the way down to the Connecticut River. You can just imagine in the 1600s, ships coming up here on their way up to Hartford and just passing these small rivulets that empty into the Connecticut River, and just wondering where they lead and what resources the interior had to offer as you kind of just sailed up the river. And of course, after enough time, curiosity got the best of them, and they started going up some of these little rivers and prospecting. And that's why that adit that I discovered today may date back to colonial times.